State University, coached by Norman Sloan. There's their guards, Mo Rivers and Monty Tao, and here comes the big center, 7'4", Tommy Burleson, a senior. Oh, the pack is really fired up. I think you can tell that. Tim Stoddard is a ponderous forward, and David Thompson, a great All-American, the other forward spot, under Coach Norman Sloan, a native Hoosier who played for the great Everett Case when North Carolina State in another era was the scourge of basketball in this area, and actually gave it its great boost toward the national prominence it enjoys today. So here we come to this moment in 1974 in the ACC, the championship game, and it brings together the two top-ranked teams, State and Maryland. Jimmy Hernjack, the referee, is out to toss it up. Burleson in the white, McMillan in the red. The tip controlled by State. Man for man, that's Stoddard quickly out of the corner. Rebound will be by Lucas, and now Maryland will try it. McMillan has his favorite spot in the corner. Rebound is by Owen Brown inside, and there's the offensive pound of the boards for Maryland.
Jim, it looks like Maryland has their legs early here. We were worried about this for the simple reason they played so many minutes in the last two nights. Here's the guy they're trying to handle one-on-one, and he's tough.
David Thompson, Burleson inside. That's the tremendous battle under the boards, and it'll go to North Carolina State. Maryland is conceded to be the strongest rebounding team of the Atlantic Coast Conference, but North Carolina State is a team without weaknesses.
Elmore likes to make this fella go to his left. That time he made Tommy Burleson go to his left with a hook, and Tommy was in a little bit too tight. It wasn't a tough shot for him.
That ties the score at 2-all. Man-for-man defense. Monty Tao putting pressure on Mo Howard. Mo Howard off the glass. And again, Maryland goes to the lead, 4-2. You can tell that both teams are just forcing fast tempos. There's the pass to Thompson. It's going to be North Carolina State's basketball.
Jim, normally a smaller man is playing David Thompson for that alley-oop pass that he's so perfect at going up on the board and putting in. Now with a guy as big as Owen Brown at 6'9", it makes it a little bit more difficult.
David Thompson, whistle, personal foul is against Owen Brown. That's the first personal foul of the ball game. Owen Brown got David Thompson while he was shooting. We'll get a good look at Thompson here, who has scored 41 points and 39 points in 2 outings against Maryland this year.
Lefty Driesell has all his players this year keeping their hands up, not trying to block jump shots, but merely trying to detract them somewhat. That time we saw the referee indicating the fact that Owen Brown put his hand up, trying to distract David Thompson after the shot had nothing to do with the block.
Thompson will try to tie the score at 4. Spence, rebound by Elmore. Maryland leads 4-3. That's McMillan. He has great range. 6-3. Maryland's up by 3 points. The biggest lead of the game by either team. Monty Tao. Rebound McMillan.
Jim, an interesting matchup. When Monty Tao has Mo Howard, Howard tries to take him to the hoop with his extreme height advantage there. He has a real asset.
Then Elmore on a hook, and Maryland is spurted to a 5-point lead, 8-3. We're in the first 3 minutes. Bo Rivers. And Rivers will follow. North Carolina State is off in its shooting. Maryland's jumped to a 5-point lead in the early going. John Lucas. That's a familiar shot for Lucas. He never leaves his feet on that shot. So kind of an old-fashioned set, but with the one hand. 10-3, 7-point lead Maryland.
Look for number 44 to try to take over, Jim. This is what he has done all year long. They'll look for him now because they want a good shot from him.
That's David Thompson. Watch him along the baseline in the far corner. Thompson outside. 10-5. 5-point lead. Norman Sloan, you can see, is very much in this game. Here's McMillan off banking. 4 points, McMillan.
Jim, one of the things that State is trying to do is to cut down on Lenny Elmore's long passes after a made score. Last night he hit them so effectively, so they're dropping Burleson down on it.
Here's Lucas with a man down floor. Mo Howard should have a layup. And Maryland leads it by 14-5, 9 points, the biggest lead. Maryland fans have gone into pandemonium already in the first 4 minutes. Monty Tao outside. Rebound Maryland. Mo Howard.
Shot selection by NC State has been very poor so far. They're taking many outside shots, not getting into any pattern whatsoever, so no offensive reboundings there.
Here comes Howard down on Lucas. Mo Howard. Mo Rivers. Mo Rivers on Lucas scoring. 14-7. We got the Mo and Mo act tonight, Bill.
We'll watch Mo Howard try to get inside on Monty Tao.
There's Mo Howard. Howard now is hit for 6 points. 16-7 again. Maryland's up by 9. The last team of the Atlantic Coast Conference to beat North Carolina State was Maryland. That was 31 conference games ago. Here's David Thompson. Put up by Mo Rivers. Up by Burleson. Tommy Burleson's tap in cuts the lead back to 7. 16-9. North Carolina State has shown a couple of strong offensive flurries on the boards. Owen Brown.
That's unusual to see anybody take David Thompson down in the hole, but once again we can point out Owen Brown 6'8" or 6'9", and he has quite an advantage over Thompson.
There's the pass to Thompson, and he is fouled. Foul on Brown will be a second. Thompson gets the basket. That's the play that North Carolina State will be alert to all evening. David Thompson fielding the high pass in midair and scoring. Thompson has 5 points. It's 18-11.
We talk about advantages. Thompson, of course, uses that backdoor move as well as anybody in the country. They like to throw the lob to him. They've been doing it from the corners with Timmy Stoddard. Tonight we noticed that both Mo Rivers and the great little fella out there are trying to get him the ball on the lob.
6 points for Thompson, who has led State in scoring in 19 of their 26 games. 18-12. 6-point lead for the University of Maryland. There goes Howard now, and Tao gets free. That matchup is hurting North Carolina State. Mo Howard has taken advantage. 20-12, an 8-point lead by Maryland. Now here's Thompson on Brown. Mo Rivers. Rebound McMillan. Lucas, and there was a collision. The personal foul is on Mo Rivers. That's the first on North Carolina State. Well, with 14.5 minutes to go in the first half, the clock has stopped at the Greensboro Coliseum with a score, Maryland 20 and North Carolina State.
This ESPN Classic program is brought to you by Energizer Ultimate Lithium. Keep going.
Ground control. We have a problem. Switching to lithium power.
I feel better already.
Energizer Ultimate Lithium, the world's longest lasting AA battery in high-tech devices. Energizer, keep going.
You thought people wouldn't be traveling as much these days. So, why are they still leaving you behind? Time and again, to go off with their other car. Maybe it's the low rates on Avis.com. Maybe it's because your backseat smells like pickles. Or the rate thing.
Find our lowest rates on your favorite other car at Avis.com.
Want the good stuff for your home? Renter Center puts that goal in easy reach. Get the top name brands you trust without credit checks. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Now that's something we can all use. A little assist with our goals.
We're on the road to show people.
We've made a great product even better. Watch.
Now every drop of Shell gasolines contain a nitrogen-enriched cleaning system that seeks and destroys engine gunk left by lower quality gasoline.
It then acts as a barrier that protects engines from performance-robbing gunk.
Try new nitrogen-enriched Shell gasolines.
Helping you get the most out of every drop.
Next stop, I want to drive.
They got everything.
Not everything.
That's not mine.
Yo, Rich, he said he saw 2 guys earlier. One of them was wearing a jacket.
And how does that help me?
Yo, you covered for this?
I don't know.
How could you not know?
Yo, it's not funny.
This is funny. You know what? You need to call my agent.
You should know you're covered.
Come on, man. It's not mine.
Call one of our 17,000 State Farm agents today.
Why are you in my yard?
Why are you in your yard? There's all sorts of super destinations. You could go to a jazz festival, stock car racing, ride a donkey in a canyon. You just gotta go. I got free Wi-Fi.
I never thought I would have a heart attack, but I did. You need to talk to your doctor about aspirin. You need to be your own advocate.
Be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
You take care of your kids. Now it's time to take care of yourself.
Here we're going to see John Lucas, the great ball-handling guard from University of Maryland, come down. Another pretty quick man. Mo Rivers tried to make the steal, but he made the foul. So far tonight, I think the real problems for NC State have been the matchup, particularly Monty Tao on Mo Howard, where Mo Howard penetrates and uses the 4 to 5 inches height advantage that he has over Monty Tao to score. And the other one is the fact that Tommy Burleson guarding McMillan. We find McMillan taking him outside, which takes in this case, Burleson away from the basket. They're making a switch right now. Burleson's going to go on Elmore.
All right, 20-12, an 8-point lead by Maryland over North Carolina State. Here goes Lucas inside to Elmore. Thompson blocked it. Elmore's got it. Then Elmore on a follow-up, and there's a personal foul against Tommy Burleson for North Carolina State, and the hustle of Elmore has put Maryland on top by 10, and Elmore will go to the line.
John Lucas on another good penetrating move. He gives it to Elmore, and here you're going to see an unbelievable block. David Thompson at 6'4", going up on Lenny Elmore. Burleson trying to help out, but making the foul.
3-point play for Elmore. He's now over 1,000 points on his career at Maryland, but more importantly, his team is leading by 11, 23-12. Their biggest lead. Stoddard to Thompson, batted down this time to Owen Brown. And this is Lucas behind his back on the break. 25-12. Maryland's up by 13.
To say Maryland looks good, Jim, is quite an understatement. This is the way they played against Carolina last night. Beautiful block by Elmore.
And they're calling goaltending. They call goaltending on Elmore on the block, and the reason is that Burleson, when he hooks, Bill, he's hooking it downward.
When he's that close to the basket, the referee has to assume the ball's on its downward flight. Elmore wasn't upset at all, though.
Owen Brown. 25-14, Maryland by 11, State on the move. There's Thompson. They're always looking. Now the steal by Rivers. State with 4 straight points. It's pulled back within 9. A chance to cut it down to 7. Thompson.
We notice anytime Thompson shoots, Owen Brown goes up for the jumper and then breaks long, trying to get that long pass in case he misses.
9-point lead by Maryland. Here's Howard inside. McMillan hooks. Tom McMillan was 6. 27-16. These teams have such great striking forces from every position.
Timmy Stoddard's trying to play behind McMillan, and as we've seen McMillan over the years, he has great individual moves in the pivot.
There's Burleson going up, and he's fouled by Elmore. Personal on Elmore is the first. Burleson will go to the line. This may be another strength on strength, Bill, that we'll see here. Burleson taking it to Elmore.
Lenny Elmore has decided to play behind Tom Burleson. We've watched this down through the years now. He's made that decision. He plays behind and tries to force Tommy Burleson to go to his left. That time Burleson was able to get the inside position on the power move. We'll see him right here. When he got the inside position, Lenny was where he did not want to be.
Back live now for the second free throw. Phil Spence walks. Now may be fouled. And he was by Lucas. John Lucas, first personal foul. Maryland now has picked up 4 team fouls. North Carolina State 2. Lefty Drizel talking with Dave Pritchett. And Joe Harrington, his 2 assistant coaches. 11-point lead for Maryland, 27-16.
State's going more and more to Burleson on the inside, and it looks like he wants to take it on.
8 points now for the big fellow. 7-4 Tommy Burleson. 27-18. Back to a 9-point edge. Maryland on top.
Mismatch on the inside from McMillan with Mo Rivers. A good switchback by Spence.
And it goes to McMillan. Batted out. Maryland will put it in play under the Terrapin basket. 12 minutes to go in the first half.
That was excellent heads-up defense by Mo Rivers and Phil Spence as they made the switch back after they had a mismatch with Tom McMillan.
And here goes Mo Howard. The ball got away from him on the drive. He had beaten his man. Now State comes down, a chance to pull within 7. 12 minutes to go, a little less in the first half. That is Burleson.
Just as we said, Jim, Tommy Burleson goes right. He makes it very difficult for Len Elmore due to that size.
Owen Brown, great drive by Brown. Maryland goes back up by 9, 29-20. 11 and a half to go in the first half. And a tremendous first quarter of this championship playoff between North Carolina State and Maryland. There's Burleson, left side. Elmore on the rebound.
Jim, one of the things State's trying to do right now, they saw how hard Maryland worked last night. State's trying to force this tempo to wear Maryland down. They know that they had to play hard against Carolina and against Duke. They're going to try to see if they can make them go as hard as possible.
Rebound by Tommy Burleson for North Carolina State. Was deflected out by Maryland. It'll be North Carolina State's ball. Norman Sloan is the ACC Coach of the Year. Has directed his team now to 31 consecutive victories in this very tough conference, the Atlantic Coast.
State was shooting from the outside, something Norm Sloan wanted to take away a little bit, so he's forcing him to throw the ball on into Burleson and making the Maryland team collapse.
David Thompson. 10 points now for Thompson. 29-22. Maryland's up by 7. Owen Brown on Thompson. Great move by Brown. And Brown has been successful against David Thompson on the inside. 31-22. Maryland by 9. Thompson outside. Rebound Elmore. Just saw the 2 leading rebounders in Maryland history that time going up together. Elmore and McMillan. McMillan. We've said before, yes, that's tremendous touch for a big man. 6'11", 33-22. Maryland's back to an 11-point lead. They've led by as much as 13. Monty Tao.
Monty loves that three-point effort out there, and he has amazing range for a little fellow. We've seen it all year long.
Mo Howard is fouled by Tao. First personal on Monty Tao, the 3rd team foul against North Carolina State, and the clock has stopped here at the Greensboro Coliseum. With the score, Maryland 33 and North Carolina State 24.
Well, I was shopping for a new car. Which one's me? A cool convertible or an SUV? Too bad I didn't know my credit was whack, cause now I'm driving off the lot in a used subcompact. F-R-E-E, that spells free. CreditReport.com, baby. Saw their ads on my TV. Thought about going but was too lazy. Now instead of looking fly and rolling fat, my legs are sticking to the vinyl and my posse's getting laughed at. F-R-E-E, that spells free. CreditReport.com, baby. Offer applies with enrollment and Triple Advantage.
What? Nothing.
Mavericks, Lakers, Sunday on ABC.
The World Baseball Classic is in full swing, with defending champion Japan taking on the world's best. The World Baseball Classic. Coverage continues tomorrow at 5 p.m. on ESPN2.
Championship week.
Here's the key for the win. You're kidding me? Chalmers, par 3.
Clock at 2. Talik Brown has to force one from deep.
Pull the fire chief. The Pinkies are on fire for the win. They're dancing.
Championship week continues tonight with a Southern Conference final at 7, followed by St. Mary's versus Gonzaga in the West Coast Championship at 9 on ESPN.
Isn't
Oh my God. Oh, so anyways, I've seen her dress.
what?
For winter.
Yep. Nobody on earth wants to sit at a table with those two.
I think it was the Sunday styles that brought us together.
I think it was the weekend review. Getting the times delivered for me, well, that's really the best part of the weekend. That's why I love the Weekender.
It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday subscription that puts you in the center of the conversation.
So you call the 800 number and you save 50%.
50% off home delivery? Fantastic.
The best journalists in the world work for the Times, and there's no debating that. So call now. Get the conversation going.
Get the Weekender for as low as $3.45 a week. Call 1-800-272-1234 and be part of a great conversation.
Here we're going to see Timmy Stoddard, a fellow who's made a habit of this fine lob pass. With his size at 6'7", he's able to get the perfect arc to David Thompson, who times it well. It's a play that we've seen so many times this year.
And it's 33-24, 9-point lead for Maryland over State at this moment. Now, Bill, look at the other play.
We're going to see a good feed to Owen Brown. Owen Brown has taken David Thompson inside. Good pump fake in there. Got David committed up over the top and went inside. You know, Owen Brown did not start the earlier part of the season. A guy by the name of Tom Roy, who was considered one of the best high school prospects in the country a few years ago, and who was playing very well for Maryland. Since Owen's been in there, it's been a new ball club.
Well, they've won 11 in a row without a loss.
Maryland working very well out of that double stack offense of theirs, trying to isolate Tom McMillan over there for his one-on-one maneuvers.
Now Lucas was getting a little bit of trouble.
Surprisingly, David Thompson's taking an early rest here, Jim. It's something we haven't seen very much of.
Elmore put up by Howard. Pulled down by Tim Stoddard for State. Both David Thompson taking a rest in the first quarter. Under now to Spence. Bill Spence for North Carolina State. Cuts it to 7. 33-26 Maryland.
You can see in Norm Sloan's thinking, he says Maryland can't possibly keep playing as hard as they've been playing the last two nights.
Outside by Lucas. Rebound to get by North Carolina State. Tommy Burleson. State now will try to cut it to 5. Monty Towel. Crashing in. Tommy Burleson fouls. That's the second personal foul on Tommy Burleson. And, of course, what North Carolina State's Norman Sloan does not want is a third foul on Burleson here in the first half.
And he doesn't want Monty Tao to come down and take 30-footers either when they have the momentum going very well. And he got off the bench to let Monty know that exact fact just a second ago.
Lucas under beautifully to Brown. What a feed by John Lucas to Owen Brown. And there's one of the great improvements in Lucas this year. He's learned his role as a playmaker as well as a scorer. Bill Spence. Spence gets a whistle on McMillan. That's the first personal foul on Tom McMillan. 5 team fouls against Maryland, 4 against North Carolina State. Bill Spence, who didn't start this game, is a sophomore from Raleigh, North Carolina, has scored 2 points thus far. Played in junior college ranks at Vincennes, Indiana, was an All-American.
Jimmy's the second fellow from the state of North Carolina that left this state to go up to Vincennes and then return. The other one, of course, Bobby McAdoo, who right now is one of the great basketball players in the NBA.
North Carolina State has had some cold free throw shooting, hitting only 2 out of 7. Mo Howard getting into a jam and winds up out of bounds, but Maryland will have possession. Monty Tao actually took the ball out. As a whistle, personal foul on Tao. He was holding Mo Howard. Illegal use of the hands, which is a rule they've clamped down on this year.
Jim, and Monty Tao really is laboring, taking care of Mo Howard. Mo Howard is not only listed at 6'3", but he has the long arms and plays very well on the inside. Monty Tao at 5'6" has his hands full anytime Mo gets within 15 feet.
Tom McMillan.
There's that double low situation again with McMillan isolated on the side. He loves that position. You have to play him tight out there.
37-26. Maryland's back on top by 11. Goes Mo Rivers to Burleson. Tommy Burleson banking in. Burleson's having a sensational first half with 12 points thus far. We still have over 7 minutes and 20 seconds to go till halftime. 37-28. Here's McMillan again. Rebound Thompson. David Thompson. That's 12 points for Thompson. So Burleson and Thompson have combined for 24 of the 30 North Carolina State points. Maryland leads 37-30. Outside Lucas. Rebound is by Elmore, who hooks. 7 points Elmore. 39-30. Maryland by 9.
Tony Elmore almost lost that one in his hands. And there we see Norm Sloan standing up on that shot saying no, no, and little Monty Towse threw it in, another one of those 25-foot plus shots.
And Norman said yes, yes. We'll take those. Here is Mo Howard. Back, and now North Carolina State has a chance to cut it to 5. 39-32. Monty Towle lets it go. There's a whistle, and he is fouled by Lucas.
Jim, one of the things I noticed that time down the floor, here we see Lefty Driesell standing up. It's the first time that it looked like Elmore and Brown had the heavy legs coming back down floor.
Right now, the clock has been stopped here at the Greensboro Coliseum with a score. Maryland 39 and North Carolina State.
Want the good stuff for your home? Rent-A-Center puts that goal in easy reach. Get the top name brands you trust without credit checks. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Now that's something we can all use, a little assist with our goals.
I've gone through life being a guarded person. Tried to be as strong as I could be and not show a weak side. But with Karen, she breaks down my defenses. She knows my, my weak side, my stick side. We're walking down the beach and Karen reaches out and grabs my hand. Just my heart just melts.
To see who you're matched with, log on now and review all your matches for free. eHarmony.com.
Enterprise Rent-A-Car for my trip looks expensive.
It's not expensive, Mom.
They pick us up. Sounds expensive.
Pickup's free, Mom.
Well, if it's not expensive, why didn't you rent me a bigger car?
Mom.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
We're on the road to show people.
We've made a great product even better. Watch.
Now every drop of Shell gasolines contain a nitrogen-enriched cleaning system that seeks and destroys engine gunk left by lower quality gasoline.
It then acts as a barrier that protects engines from performance-robbing gunk.
Try new nitrogen-enriched Shell gasolines.
Helping you get the most out of every drop.
Next stop, I want to drive.
The brackets are coming. Who's your lock? You're upset. You're Cinderella. You know you're right. Prove it. Surrender to the insanity. Play Tournament Challenge on ESPN.com or on your mobile phone. Sign up for free today.
Did you really hit that par 5 and 2?
No, I don't have a game like Mars.
Oh, big bomber.
All right, guys. Okay, here's what we're going to do. On the count of 3, we're going to run out of here.
What?
1, 2, 3.
He does this all.